All right, y'all. So good afternoon. Bonsoir. Alafia. Borua boye. Okay. So every morning I try, to have coffee with the spirit, because I figure if I don't, then I know y'all like morning. It's almost evening. So don't judge my sleep practices. Okay. God loves me in whatever skin I'm in, or whatever my circadian rhythm may be, even if it's not really a rhythm, but more like, just random banging. I'm on my roundaway priestess stuff today, y'all. So it's right now I'm waiting for my Oshun, my beautiful Oshun skirt that my wife bought me to dry. And so I'm in my Erzuli Freda stuff today. Okay, so if you're not familiar, Erzuli Freda is Oshun's name in Haiti. And as a high priestess in Louisiana Plantation Vodou, it means that we celebrate her in all of her forms. Although an important distinction between Louisiana Plantation Vodou and Ifa and Orisha. That's actually something they have in common. A distinction between Haitian Vodou and Louisiana Plantation Vodou is that whereas Haitian Vodou, obviously, also from the same West African sources, so you've got the spiritual traditions of the Dahomey, the Ewe, the Fon, and the Yoruba, right? But in Louisiana Plantation Vodou is actually more West African influence than it is Haitian influence, if that makes sense. There's a common misconception that Louisiana Plantation Vodou actually came out of Haitian Vodou. That's not to say they're not related, or that they didn't become related, but the first shipment of enslaved West Africans was brought to the port of New Orleans in 1719. And we were directly from the coast of West Africa. So Vodou actually got to New Orleans before the Haitians did. And when they showed up, y'all, it was on, okay? Because they showed up because that the only documented successful slave revolt to occur on land, of course, had just occurred in Haiti in 1789. And then some of those Haitians that had overthrown their masters, y'all, they was on their way to New Orleans. And the Spanish absolutely did not want their slaves finding out there had been a successful slave revolt just over there across the pond with y'all cousins. But I digress. My point is today is Friday, and so in our tradition, this can be Shango's day. It can also be Oshun's day. So for me, as Oshun is on my head in Plantation Vodou, I honor her on Fridays, she and Erzuli Freda. And then on Saturdays, which is when in our tradition all the spirits walk, that's when I honor Shango, who of course is, he walks with both of my mothers. So I am crowned in Orisha and in Ifa to Oya. And then I am crowned as my mother, and I'm crowned in Plantation Vodou, Oshun as my mother, Obatala as my father, and then as Oya, because I've already received her, she is my godmother. And then in Ifa on my feet, I have Olokun. So a lot going on, y'all. But the thing I love about the spirit, y'all, is it's kind of like it's a family reunion. Actually, that's exactly what it is. It's a family reunion. They're like, irritated black parents that love you anyway, right? Which means that when they show up, you got to make sure you have all their favorite stuff, okay? Because if you expect them to work for you, they got to have that energy to work on this plane. It also means we get on their nerves. Okay, we get on their nerves, but luckily they are, if they know we're trying, they be like, God bless her, help my baby, she trying, she doing the best she can. But all of that, I digress, y'all. Today, I really actually wanted to talk about white people in the ATRs, African traditional religions, as well as black folks in the ATRs who are not necessarily authentic. So, and just to get this out the way, yes, Vodou is an ATR. It's an African traditional religion. It's where we all came from. All right. So that's Haitian Vodou. That's Louisiana Plantation Vodou. It is an ATR. Now, there are authentic white folks in the ATRs, y'all. There have pretty much, as long as you got people on the earth, they're going to mix, they're going to be around each other, etc. You do have authentic white people in the ATRs. There is a big caveat, however. If these people can have gone to Haiti, especially here in New Orleans, is a big thing, y'all. We got a lot of Caucasian Hungons and Mambos who have gone to Haiti. They have gotten their heads made authentically in Haiti. And then you go in a shop, because when they open the shop, then you go in their shop, ain't nobody of color in that shop. Everybody that work in the shop white, everybody that own the shop white. And here's the thing. yes, they did do what they needed to do by, going to Haiti. They went through their paces, but then they clearly came back to the States, and they're around who they're comfortable with. I think I said this in my last video, but if you are doing a Haitian voodoo ritual and ain't nobody with Haitian blood present, it's not valid. To my knowledge, I don't have Haitian blood, which means even if I were a Haitian voodooiza, which I am not, if I hold a ritual, y'all, it's not valid. Okay, I am crowned in Louisiana plantation voodoo. I'm not crowned in Haitian voodoo, and even if I was, I don't have Haitian blood to my knowledge, so it would not be valid. Okay, so that goes into the black charlatans, the people of color charlatans that we got all up and through. We talk about the babalawos and the DMs and all this foolishness, y'all. Let me tell you something. As far as being a high priest or priestess, being a hungon osogwe, a mambo asogwe, y'all, being a high priest or priestess, all that means is you have more responsibility and you are privy to more information. It does not make you closer to God. Okay, you are not an embodiment of God on earth. That's one of my favorite quotes from El Conquistador's music, where he's just like, just because you crown don't make you Yemaya incarnate, you fucking clown. Okay, so that's just, I'm like, yes, ashe and amen. And we get ego, right? Like, that's the human part. That's the ego thing. Y'all, when I tell you that spirit be breaking me down on a regular basis, keeping me in my place, okay, they're like, listen, you here to help folk. And your dumb ass ain't even getting that right half the time. So, no, we love you and we gonna work with you, but this ain't got nothing to do with me being above anybody else. Now, that does not mean we don't have different roles and stations in our ilays, and in plantation voodoo, we call them ilays. They can be called ilays or sociotes in Louisiana plantation voodoo. That is because Louisiana Creole, is the first language of Louisiana plantation voodoo. And in Haitian voodoo, and Louisiana Creole and Haitian Creole are very similar. Actually, one is Creole, would be Haitian Creole, would be Louisiana Creole. They're very similar, and so you can have sociotes in Louisiana plantation voodoo. However, my family, we choose Ile. We actually call ourselves Ile de la Lumière Bleue. So we have combined the Yoruba with the Louisiana Creole. You know what I'm saying? Because it's both. It's to be indicative of all of our lineages. So this might be getting confusing, but prayerfully not. Now, my point is, brown skin don't make you authentic in these ATRs. And being Caucasian don't make you not authentic in these ATRs. But I repeat what I say. If these white folks are getting their initiations in the ATRs, and then they open a shop, you go up in that shop, you don't see nobody. I'm going to go so far as to say we probably shouldn't even be minorities in ATR shops. You selling African traditional religions, you ain't even got, it's not majority people of color in there, something ain't right. Okay, and just in case y'all confused, because it can be easily confused, the French Quarter is over like 80 something 90% white. The census for the city of New Orleans in 2020, it is over 60% black. Over half the city population is black. What that tell you about the French Quarter and who's welcome there and who's not? You can find us in the back. We be in the kitchens and stuff. But that means that these white folks with their botanicas in the city of New Orleans, and especially in the French Quarter, they ain't got no black folk working there. It's black folk in New Orleans, y'all. Okay, so don't let them fool you. And I would say, just look for one black person. Can there be a person of color in there? And then, of course, that gets dangerous because, as I said, every person of color isn't authentic. In the ATRs, your skin don't make you authentic or not authentic. But if you are an initiate in an ATR and you don't spend time, your family is not majority people of color, even half people of color, a quarter, something ain't right. It means you got what you wanted from Haiti or from Nigeria or wherever, whatever trip you did, you got what you wanted. And then you got your little cred and you are selling it now. That's it. That's all that means. Here's another thing. People can sell you stuff, y'all. They can sell you statues. There's another thing I love about El Conquistador's music. He talks about people buying statues off of Amazon, no ashe within it. Now, we do things. All of us went through this. Okay, that's another thing. We don't need to get into who's learning off of YouTube, who's this, that, and the other thing, y'all. Everybody does what they can, but like Maya Angelou says, when you know better, do better. Okay, so you can build beautiful altars and ain't no spirit. Ashe spirit is almost to the 10th degree, but ashe ain't no ashe within it. There's actual energy in the statues that you get from authentic initiates, y'all. It's not a game. It's not for dress up. It's not for play. There's actual vibration in these items. So most of the stuff out there ain't got no energy in it. Also, if your ancestors have not told you this is the path you need to be on, ain't no energy in that either. What I was told when I went to Nigeria to receive my Olorisha, they said that in the diaspora, a lot of us, we take pieces, bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really love a cute Oshun. Oshun ain't cute, y'all. She can be cute when she feel like it, but she carry 2 daggers and will slice your throat. Don't get it twisted. There's also male incarnations of Oshun, but we don't want to see that, right? We want the cute, pretty love goddess, y'all, and she ain't no joke. None of them are jokes, okay? We want our La Seren, otherwise known as Yemaya, depending on your tradition. Yemaya, the beautiful mermaid. Y'all, she is also the great white shark. Don't play with none of these spirits. It ain't cute. Now, the only thing saving a lot of these people who do not have close African ancestry, you're not really doing anything anyway. So that keeps you safe to a certain degree, right? Because you think you're doing something and they're not there. They ain't call you to this. It's just a fact. You better hope. And this goes for all races, anybody who is doing, stunts and shows and pretending to be ridden by the spirit and all that other stuff, y'all. You better hope they don't get bored and decide they're going to show up. That's all I got to say. You better hope they don't be like, oh, I got time today, because you don't want them kind of problems. So, to encapsulate everything I've been rambling about, and I hope that y'all got something out of this. Being white doesn't make you not authentic in the ATRs. Being of color does not make you authentic in the ATRs. And even if you are authentic in the ATRs and your skin color doesn't necessarily match what people expect, take a look at who you have hired in your shops. Take a look at who you spend your time with, who is in your Ile or your Sociote. If it ain't no people of color, why? Why are you in an African traditional religion? If it's for money, say that. Spirit know you lying anyway. So, that is my lesson for today, y'all. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe. And yeah, I look forward to putting out more videos. Talk to y'all soon. Y'all, excuse my cat. Good goddess. I'm trying to be cute over here. All right.